So did you guys hear the Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced? And did you see that really high budget video they were able to put out about it? They make really, really good graphic videos and very modern tech, but why can't they do the same with their video games? Like the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo consoles in general, they're always behind a generation when it comes to graphics. Like Nintendo Switch is pretty much like it's not even PlayStation 4 graphics. And then the Nintendo Switch 2, I don't even think it's going to be the equivalent of PS5 graphics, let alone PS4. Like, they bring out a new console, they don't even improve upon themselves every iteration. Like, it's getting pretty sad, Nintendo. Like, Nintendo only focuses on hardware. The exterior, the motion sensing. Like, they don't focus on their software. They don't want to become powerful. They don't want to improve. And then they're saying that, well, and then woke fans will always defend Nintendo. The woke fans, they're always like, oh yeah, well, I don't play Nintendo for the graphics. I play for their fun games. And then it's like, well, I'm sorry, in the age of good graphics, in OLED displays, like, this is what the industry's starting to want, and more powerful machines that can handle the amount of graphics. You know, and Nintendo's just not really cutting it for what they charge nowadays. Like, the new console is supposed to cost $400 to $500, and it's like, I don't really justify that. And that's American too. Like, so $400, $500 American. So we're looking at, like, with the horrible exchange rate, which just seems to be getting worse, we're probably going to be paying $700 for this damn bloody console. And it's like not even going to be good. And then almost every single time we get a Nintendo console, it's sold out right away. Like, do you remember the Christmas the Nintendo Wii came out and nobody could get a Nintendo Wii for Christmas? They're always sold out. They're not unique to this. The PlayStation has had a lot of supply issues as well. But they're saying that there should be enough supply of the Nintendo Switch 2 to meet the demand, so we'll have to see if that actually comes to fruition. One big gripe I have with Nintendo is the Nintendo life cycle. So basically, what Nintendo's business model is they'll come out with a Nintendo, and then they will just give you, there will always be like good release games. So there'll be the brand new Mario Kart that always comes out with the console, and then if you're lucky, you might get a Zelda like pretty quick as well. So they will have their console sellers. Then the entire middle of the console life, there'll be nothing. Like, Nintendo would just have absolutely nothing on the console. They will expect people to just play Mario Party and Mario Kart the whole time. Like, you'll get with your friends and your family and just have fun like the good old days, and they just want you to like play the same games over and over and over. Then the second marketing thing that Nintendo will do is near the very end of their console. Like, I'm talking, their console's dying, it's at the very end, they're like just edging to bring out whatever their next console happens to be. Then Nintendo will start releasing a shit ton of games. And that's what the Nintendo Switch did. So we get Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, we get Super Mario RPG, we get like a new Mario and Luigi game, which we haven't got one in a very long time, and like a brand new Mario Party. Like, we get all this stuff right at the end of the console. Like, right when they're supposed to be bringing out a new console. So they want everybody to buy all these new games at the end, and then they have to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, which they always release games right when the Nintendo comes out. So to play Mario Party 9, you're going to have to get the Nintendo Switch 2 or the new Zelda. Like, it's very frustrating. And then PlayStation, PlayStation's the complete opposite. Like, so PS5 comes out, and they're not even ready to release the console. Like, and they can't even get the console to everybody, so then they're basically delaying games. And almost every time a PlayStation console comes out, it has shit games when it first comes out. Like, there's nothing I care about that comes out on the PlayStation right away. Like, it'll be like something stupid like Astro Boy, Ratchet and Clank. It'll be like these useless, horrible games. And then in the middle of the console for PlayStation, that's when they hit their stride. You start getting the Final Fantasies, you start getting like Persona, you start getting God of War, like you get Uncharted, like you get these amazing games they start coming out in the middle of the console. And then the console fizzles off. So PlayStation always has its stride in the middle of the console. And it's about the time that the PlayStation comes out with a slim version. Like, whenever the PlayStation comes out with a slim version, that's usually when I buy the new console, because the console's smaller, has more hard drive space, and it usually comes with a bundle that comes with some games, and the price is just a little more justified for what you're getting. By the time the PlayStation announces a PlayStation Pro, that's when I know they're near the end of their cycle. Like, they're getting ready to milk it for as much as they can before they start to release a new console. So I don't know if we're going to see very many good games come out for the PlayStation 5 anymore. Like, we'll really have to see. But yeah, that's my rant. So for Nintendo, it's usually best to get earlier on, because that's the only time games come out, is at the end of their previous console and at the beginning of the new console. But then PlayStation, it's always best to wait. PlayStation just gets better with age as more things come out. Because the initial games when PlayStation comes out, they always come out with a new DualShock controller, and their main focus is just showing whatever new rumble they have, whatever new weird controller features they have. So then all their games will just focus on those features, and it's not actually that good. Like, they stop caring about those features as soon as they start getting into the good games. The only feature that's like decent from PS5 is maybe the haptic feedback. Like, I do enjoy that. Got off my mount a little too early here. I'm getting distracted today. It must be Friday. Yeah, so they're supposed to be coming out with Mario Kart 9, and you're going to be able to race with 24 people. So that's very good for me, because when there's 12 people, I tend to be in first or second place, and you don't get a whole lot of items. Except for, like, you get the banana peels and the green shells, because Mario Kart's very equitable. It won't give you the good items when you're doing really well. It supports its struggling people the most. But imagine having 24 people. Like, it's going to be hard to be in first place with that many people. Like, I'll be in, like, 5th or 6th, so then you're going to start getting, like, all the good items. So then the game will actually be quite enjoyable, probably, like, because you're always going to have the cool items to try and get you back into first when there's so many players to compete against. Also, they're supposed to have a new snowmobile. They showed an image that one of the characters was riding a snowmobile, so, like, maybe we'll get some cool different level designs, kind of like how we had the hang gliders introduced, and you had the anti-gravity vehicles and driving underwater. Well, now that we're going to have snowmobiles, so maybe you're going to be, like, going up mountain sides and stuff, or, like, just it might be very interesting. So I guess we'll have to see.